Hey everyone, welcome back to another writing video. My name's Alyssa and this is my channel, ShivaSheaReads Books. If you didn't know, I also started a booktube channel, which is called ShivaSheaReads, where every now and then I'll have like a bookish related video, and then I'll have an actual book review. And the first book I know that I'll be reviewing on that channel is going to be the Mara Dyer book, The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. Anyways, today I wanted to talk about kind of subplots in paranormal, or like, I don't really know how to explain it, but I know I want to talk about it, so I'm gonna do my best to have this make sense. Anyways, I was watching Crimson Peak this morning, and, well, technically I watched the beginning twice because I had to take a shower and get ready for school. Crimson Peak, if you don't know, is a ghost story. It's all about this writer who wants to tell a ghost story, and when she is told that she has to put romance into her story, she does not like that at all because that's not what she wants to write, and I think her father is a lawyer. I was never too clear on her father's role, but she ends up meeting one day at her work when she's typing up her book on the typewriter because she realized that her handwriting makes her look more feminine. I can't say that word. Like, they know that she'll be a female if people read her work, and that was a problem for her, so she went to type her story, and when she was typing, Tom Hiddleston shows up. He's like the main character. Well, her and Tom's character, as well as the actress who plays his sister, are the three main characters in this story, and Crimson Peak is their estate, I think. It's like this huge mansion, and a lot of the story takes place in that estate, but also in the town. What a lot of people don't do is have a story within the town that connects to the house, or have a story that is, like what's happening at the house, there's a ripple effect going to the town. So if you're going to do a paranormal novel, which I'm not very experienced in writing paranormal, but I have seen a lot of shows, and I'm writing a paranormal ghost story, and this is something that I've definitely been working on developing in my mind as I'm putting it onto the page, because I realize I have to really figure out these other side characters who are not really visible. The ghosts, I have to figure them out, and I have to figure out the town, because the town has a huge thing with the house that they're in, and it's something that you can't really skip out on. If you have the estate, the mansion, or the house, whatever kind of place that it is, even a castle, you have to make sure that what's happening inside the house is happening on the outside as well, and it's affecting every single person in the village, the city, the town, the countryside. Wherever your book is set, it has to have a ripple effect through every single character. They have to somehow be affected by that house, or what happened in that house, or the people related to that house, because of course, if that's a house that's different people have lived in, like in Crimson Peak, if it's been lived in for many, many years, or people have gone in and out for many, many years, you gotta have the history between the townspeople and the families that live in that house. Otherwise, there's no like, you have to have that drawbridge that connects between the two places, because if you don't, there will be an empty spot, and you can't just have everything be happening in the house. So why I'm mentioning Crimson Peak is because that kind of inspired this. There is a storyline that happens outside of the house as well, because it deals with the main character's father, and then people that the main character's father knew are affected by what happened to him. I don't want to say too much, but if you haven't seen Crimson Peak with Tom Hiddleston, you should go watch it because it's amazing. If something happens to her, and then something happens inside the town to her family, and the people that know their family are affected by that, then the town eventually is going to be affected by what happened. So you see how there's that kind of ripple effect that happens. I have done a video on ripple effects before. I'll try and put it in the card somewhere. I don't know. Maybe when I go to edit on my laptop, I will. And yeah, it's just, there's a lot of stories, or like a lot of different stories that I've seen where they don't have that, especially because Crimson Peak is also set in a Victorian time, so with that, it also has its benefits and its doubts, because people can use that time era to their advantage, or they can just throw it away and not do anything to it, and it wouldn't make sense to not have that drawbridge connecting the two places, because also in Woman in Black, and Woman in Black 2, the Ilmarsh house that belonged to the main lady that is haunting the house, I forget her name, but it has Daniel Radcliffe in the movie, and a bunch of other amazing actors that I'm sure you'll recognize. There's a couple from Pirates of the Caribbean and Harry Potter. It's just a good movie. Very creepy too. Don't watch it at night if you're new to paranormal. What happens in that house when he is a lawyer, Daniel Radcliffe is a lawyer, and he has to sell that house, and people are like, you're not going to find someone in the countryside to buy that house, no one will go near it. They are affected indefinitely by the person haunting that house. You have to figure out the backstory of everything while doing a paranormal. And I am learning this, which is why I'm talking about this. So today, one second. Oh, okay. Today, when I was watching Crimson Peak, I was trying to do brainstorming for my novel Morgan, which is a paranormal novel that takes place in a fictional town. And with that being in a fictional town, I can come up with anything that I want for that history. So here, I also have the three sisters, the sisters that are haunting it, or haunting the town, as well as the house that they live in. And I literally already have 2 pages full of notes, because I ended up coming up with another sister for the three sisters, and I just kind of figured out their whole past, and I am going to be writing like a companion novel or series for these sisters as well. It's just a lot of planning with paranormal, because you have to come up with all of the history, and to me, I think of a house the same way that Zach Baggins thinks of a house. It's like an open book. each room has its own story, and there's people that tell their own stories of the house, and it's just every nook and cranny is a new chapter that you're flipping to. And that's kind of what you have to think of when you're building a paranormal story. Maybe that's what I'll call this video. This video is building a paranormal story, because it's exactly what I'm learning to do. And also, I want to mention that I am not doing NaNoWriMo. I did do a Preptober video, and I know a few of you have seen it. But since I'm kind of knee-deep in my paranormal story, I don't really want to go into cookies before breakfast, because my mind is literally only thinking about this story. So, with that said, that is all I have for you today on building a paranormal story. It's all about the history of the towns and the history of the families that live there, the hauntings, what kind of hauntings are happening, a lot of things to add up to the whole story. And like I said twice, this is exactly what I'm learning as I'm writing mine, because this house has so many rooms that I have yet to explore, because I don't even know if my characters are, well, they are going to be going into every room, just not on the page, in my mind. And I don't know, I just really love how it's kind of turning out, and I will be doing an author or like a writing update, and I think that's pretty much it. Yep, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, as well as ShivaSheaReads, which is my booktube channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.